Are you ready to perform at your highest potential? Thank you for joining this GP Strategies webinar, where we'll explore best practices and innovative insights to help you and your organization improve performance.
Hello, and welcome to today's program showcase, GPiLEARN Plus e-learning for your technical workforce with Dawson Delk as our presenter. My name is Kim Hiram with GP Strategies, and I'm happy to be your host for today's session. And before we get started, I just wanted to cover a couple of items. First, a link to the recording will be provided in a follow-up email from me within 24 hours after this webinar. And if you have any questions or comments during the presentation, please use the chat feature. You can also use the Q&A option for questions too. And we're going to be responding to them either during the presentation or get to them at the end of the webinar. Again, thank you all for joining us for today's session. And I'm really excited to introduce you to today's presenter. Dawson Delk is a GPiLEARN Plus account renewal specialist who manages client contracts for GP Strategies technical learning content and LMS. And before joining GP in 2022, he spent 8 years in customer service for client relations. In addition to his role in renewals, Dawson works with new clients in planning and implementation of their training programs. And we have a really great session for you today. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to you, Dawson.
Great. Thanks so much for the introduction, Kim. And thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate a little bit of your time today on this Thursday. Our hope is to be able to provide an informative and helpful webinar on GPiLEARN Plus as a product. So looking forward to this webinar. So to get started, I will share just a little bit about the agenda for today. First and foremost, I just want to talk a little bit about GPiLEARN Plus as a product. Then I'll talk a little bit about a demo and kind of show you around some of our content and our LMS. Then we'll return back and talk about GP strategies of the company, and then leave some space at the end for questions. And then we'll get to those. So as I mentioned, first, just to start about GPiLEARN Plus. So what is GPiLEARN Plus? GPiLEARN Plus is an annual subscription-based solution that allows you to ensure your team is fully trained, compliant, and operating efficiently throughout the entirety of the year. This allows our clients the opportunity to pay just one annual fee for access to our content throughout the year. The content contains a collection of courses that have been designed to meet the technical and safety compliance training needs of organizations within the industrial, manufacturing, and power generation spaces primarily. The courses can be grouped into course curriculums that are specific to job roles or training needs, and can be delivered to you through either our own internal learning management system, or, as I'll refer to it many times here in the webinar, our LMS, or one that you have one within your organization already set up. So let's dive into what our content entails. So over the past 60 years of research and development, we've built a robust library of content to meet pretty diverse training needs. Our content can be grouped in 3 main categories, as seen here on the screen. Those can be grouped into compliance, technical craft skills, and operational excellence. Now, in part because of ever-changing regulations, many of our clients start by accessing the safety and compliance content and then start building their training program around that. The safety and compliance content covers topics such as environmental health and safety, NERC and OSHA regulations, and corporate conduct compliance. Naturally, many clients also find value in the technical skills content as well, which includes training for various job roles such as electrical maintenance technicians, I&C technicians, combined cycle fundamentals, and much more. And of course, lastly, a portion of the content covers topics pertaining to operational excellence, which really focuses on developing leadership and enhancing human performance within the workplace. So as you can see, we have a pretty extensive catalog, and we're confident that we can meet your organization's training needs with that. But in addition to that catalog, we also proudly partner with some renowned training content providers like TTP, Skillsoft, and HSI. And these partnerships allow us to offer their content packages and even host that content on our LMS if needed as well. So whether it's for new hires or seasoned technicians, GPiLearn Plus can deliver up-to-date content that trains and inspires your staff to excel. So in regards to delivery, we have two options, as I mentioned briefly. The first one being the GPiLearn Plus content server subscription. And this option is perfect if you've already got an internal LMS that your team uses for training. In this solution, GP actually hosts the content on our server, and we provide AICC or SCORM files to be uploaded into your internal LMS. This allows learners to seamlessly access the courses on your platform and keep everything in one place to track and to assign. But by hosting the content on our servers, we're able to ensure that when GP updates compliance lessons and stuff like that, that course that happens frequently, the customer is always going to receive the most up-to-date content, which is critical in compliance. The second option is the GPiLearn Plus content accessed on our GPiLearn Plus LMS. And with this option, the content's delivered on our LMS via a customer branded site. And that's going to be complete with progress checkpoints, analytics, and ease of content access and assignment all in one easy to manage location. Now, if you are in need of an LMS where you can host and access training content, the GPiLearn Plus platform is a pretty strong one, if I may say so myself. The LMS is equipped with some pretty robust tools to help elevate your training program. First, you can monitor learners' training progress seamlessly. You can schedule and send automated or on-demand reports. And you can even customize your learning program by setting course due dates, pass-fail scores, and control the number of reattempts allowed for your learners. We've also got a content authoring tool where admins can easily assign curriculums and author custom content. And it also includes a video editing tool in there as well. And that allows administrators to edit and publish your own site-specific content, which can then be assigned to users. So whether it's an orientation-focused training for new hires on a site-specific procedure, or a video of a senior technician demonstrating the operation of your equipment, this tool can provide really versatile solutions for whatever training needs you have. And all of that can be accessed right within the LMS, so really easy to access. We also have an analytics tab that offers a comprehensive view of your training program's health. From there, administrators can gain insights on overdue courses, login frequencies, time spent on courses, many more statistics there that they can access as well. So at GP Strategies, we aim to take a blended approach to meeting your training needs. Organizations are facing a ton of challenges, and a few of them are highlighted on this slide, but the reality is it's 2024. And while online e-learning is key to making your training program successful, we also know that it can't solve all training needs. So our content is designed to pair perfectly with instructor-led trainings and hands-on experience. And as a matter of fact, GP has many more resources at our disposal and that allow us to meet some of those training needs as well through different business units. So many of our clients choose to blend our online GPiLearn Plus solution with instructor-led trainings and curricular development that we can help provide. And GP Strategies also offers leadership development training from supervisor and manager levels all the way up to the executive level as well. So our content tends to be the perfect fit for a few key industries and job roles. And while this is not an exhaustive list, a majority of our clients operate within these three areas. So we work closely with power plants, municipalities and utility services, industrial manufacturing companies, really any organization that needs facility operations and maintenance. And with content that's relevant to both hands-on technicians as well as corporate office staff, we're confident that we can meet the training needs of your organization as well. So we know there are quite a few challenges that organizations are facing nowadays. And when it comes to equipping your workforce, these need to be tackled. So some of those include trying to train inexperienced new hires, addressing skills gaps, as well as succession planning and knowledge transfer. And all of these are challenges that we are actively helping clients now overcome by using GPiLearn Plus. A few key benefits of GPiLearn Plus include a flexible, user-friendly platform. Now, this is relevant if you're using our LMS as well as if you're using the content server approach. Our content allows learning from office computers, laptops, or mobile devices. Really, you can access the content anytime, anywhere, and that makes the content it just makes it really accessible and helpful for people who are on the go. It is always up to date. We've got expert content research teams who ensure that regulatory and technical skills content are always up to industry standards. So you can rest easy knowing that your staff is always getting the most up-to-date information there. If you are using our LMS, it's a scalable platform. So it allows you to reach and track thousands of staff members, as well as analyze the effectiveness and the efficiency of the assigned training for each one. So with GPiLearn Plus, you can train a large number of people in multiple different locations and customize all of them to your employees' learning pace as well. And then lastly, as you've seen so far in this webinar, we have quite an extensive course library with access to over 1,400 highly engaging and easy to follow courses and assessments, all of it easily accessible within one library. And not to mention, we're also supported by an incredibly knowledgeable customer support team. We actually have one of them on this call with us today, Ingrid. If you run into issues using the content or the LMS, our support team is just an email or phone call away, and they're all prepared to help get you the solutions you need. So next, I just want to take a quick few minutes to show off our content a little bit and show off our LMS. So I'm going to flip over here to my browser. And here what you're seeing is actually our newly published GPiLearn Plus webpage, which is accessible on the gpstrategies.com website. This webpage has a lot of really great tools and just helpful information as you're looking into how to transform your training program. I highly encourage you to visit the website. It's accessible to the public. But one of those tools that I will look at here now is our GPiLearn Plus course catalog. The catalog is actually also newly released as well. And it's pretty great because it's fully interactive. So you can actually search for specific content that you're looking for in the search bar up here, or you can browse by category as well. And if you do browse by category, you can actually click one of them and select another subcategory here. So select fall protection there. And then at the top, it's going to show you all the lessons that are relevant to that specific subcategory. If you open this up, you'll get a quick description of what is in that actual course, as well as some information on the duration of that course. And each lesson also has a preview lesson button on the right-hand side. And if you click that, it'll give you a quick 5-minute access to any of our content to be able to click through and get a sense for what the content actually looks like on your own time there. So, of course, our content is kind of our pride of our product, right? It's the bread and butter of what we do. But as I've talked about, this LMS is also a great tool if you need it, right? And so I'd like to take a moment just to show that off. So this is going to be our learning dashboard on our GPiLearn Plus LMS, what you're seeing here. So this gives you a glimpse of what a learner would see if they have courses that are assigned to them and they need to take them. So by scrolling down here, all of our courses are represented by these cards. So by hovering over them, they can start them. They'll show up in this dashboard as they come due. So you can set those due dates like I mentioned. So maybe it needs to happen annually or biannually. You can set that due date and it will come up for their required training to take it when it's time to do that. So I've also mentioned a couple of tools for admins, and one of those is the analytics tab. So we'll take a look at that really quickly. As I mentioned on the analytics tab, your admins will be able to get insights into your training program's overall health. So from this page, you can get statistics on learning statuses, overdue learners, completion rates, etc. And all of these can be clicked and it will open a report showing exactly where that statistic's coming from as well. The other tool I mentioned was the content authoring tool, which can be accessed here. And from here, we'll be able to see all of the courses that are currently available to be assigned to learners in the library. But also, we have our upload course and add new course up here. The upload course is going to be perfect if you've got third-party content, maybe in AICC or SCORM files, where you can actually upload that content and manage that and assign that straight from our LMS as well. Of course, going back to what I said, really drilling down on getting that one place for you to manage everything. If you add a new course, you can actually start from scratch and build your own content. Maybe it's site-specific content, as I mentioned before as well. So we'll hop back to our PowerPoint now. I'll also mention that we also do have the ability to set up demo sites for our GPiLearn Plus LMS. If that's something anyone is interested in, please feel free to reach out and let us know. We can set those up in a matter of minutes. So next we'll talk a little bit about GP Strategies overall as an overall company. So GP Strategies is part of the larger LTG family of companies and partner technologies. And as a company overall, we have unparalleled global reach. We work currently with 147 of the Fortune Global 500, which includes world leaders across multiple industries, including energy production, automotive manufacturing, and utilities. And with over 6,000 customers, 50 million end users of our platforms, there's really no company in the world that we can't help make better based on our size, scope, and just the history of the company. As a client of GP, we treat you like family, and we strive to be that go-to resource for all of your training needs. Our hope is that you can simply pick up the phone, send a quick email, looking for support on a new project, and GP is going to be able to find a solution for you. So by providing superior communication, innovation, and results, we promise to make it easy working with us always. So with that, that's the meat of what I wanted to share today. So I'll open it up to any questions that might be out there. I know that Kim has been monitoring, the chat and everything. So Kim, do we have any questions out there?
Yes, Dawson, and great presentation. I like that dive into the demo. Very good. It's very interesting. So we do have a couple of questions come in. So we have a question from Roger who says, how much time does it take to implement GPiLearn? And does your team provide support on that implementation?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have our knowledgeable support team that I mentioned is going to be a really great tool when it comes to implementing the solution. So they do help with implementation, whether it's setting it up on your internal LMS or setting you up with that customer branded site on our LMS. Our support team is going to be able to help. In terms of timeline, we typically quote, it depends a little bit just based on the needs of the implementation, but we typically will quote 4 to 5 weeks for the full build out of everything and getting users assigned and able to access courses.
Okay, so we have another question here. It says, what's the best industry fit for the GPiLearn Plus content?
So we primarily focus, we primarily work with power generation organizations, utilities, services, municipalities. So the industry is, we do have quite a bit of flexibility there in terms of industry, but those are going to be some of the main ones that we work with. And, we really do work with a lot of the power generation and utilities, municipalities, stuff like that.
Okay, here's another question. I know you talked about the content being, up to date, but how often does the content get updated?
Yeah, so our team is constantly reviewing content to be updated. We review things, we update things at least quarterly, and the compliance and safety content is a real focus. But we also really focus on content that is really being used by all of our clients. So, the big hitters that people are interested in and taking a lot, we'll focus on those more so, update those even more often. But yeah, you can bank on quarterly at least that content's probably being updated.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Dawson, for such a great discussion and for the introduction to GPiLearn Plus. I want to thank everyone joining us today for your time and attention. We do ask at the end of the session that you fill out our survey. So we'll hope you'll join us again for another one of our upcoming webinars. Visit GP Strategy's website to view future sessions. And I wish everyone on the session today a wonderful and productive rest of your day.
This webinar was brought to you by GP Strategies. Together, we help organizations transform through their people. You can access more webinars or download additional resources by visiting the GP Strategies Resource Library. The link is on your screen and in the description.